In Brazil, a teenager is breaking record not seen this century. In London, Chelsea prepared to rip up their transfer plans, cutting ties with stars, gambling on youth, chasing Europe's next big striker. Behind the scene, both decisions are being made that could define the club's future. We begin in Brazil. There is a generational talent continue to turn heads. We write history at just 18 years old. William Estêvão, Palmeiras, soon to be Chelsea electric winger, is doing things no one his age has done in Brazil in over 2 decades. And now the football world is officially on notice. According to Data Football, Estêvão is the first player this century to record more than 10 goals and 10 assists in Brazilian top flight league before turning 18. A mind-blowing achievement that confirmed what many have suspected for months now. The kid is different. The number speaks for themselves. 13 goals, 10 assists in just 37 league appearances. Let that sink in. These are not just numbers of a young, promising player still finding his feet. These are stats of a difference maker. A player that is already impacting games at the highest level of Brazilian football, doing it with flair, composure, confidence. Well beyond these years, Estêvão has that rare mix of creativity, vision, explosiveness. You don't see that often at 18. He didn't gradually ease into form, he exploded onto the scene. Whether he's cutting inside from the right wing to unleash a rocket or slipping in a perfectly weighed pass for a teammate, Estêvão has quickly become Palmeiras' most dangerous weapon in the final third, and now the stage even gets bigger. The next chapter of Estêvão's career will take him to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea has beaten out stiff competition from European elites to secure the teenage signature. The deal believed to be worth around 65 million was agreed months ago. The transfer is not just about potential, it's about performance. Chelsea are investing in a player who is already producing at a senior level, someone who will walk into the most European squad and offer immediate impact, not just promising. He joins the Chelsea product, which is heavily focused on youth development, from Palma to Emmanuel Caicedo to Enzo Fernandez. The Blues are building a squad designed not just for the present, but for the next decade. On the pitch, Estêvão's profile as a modern wide forward, left-footed operating off the right flank. He combines explosive dribble with sharp decision-making in the final third. His ability to beat defenders one-on-one is elite, but his composure under pressure, his vision in tight spaces, that's what sets him apart. Whether it's driving into the box to finish with precision or slipping through a disguised ball to a forward, Estêvão shows maturity in his play that belies his age. No other teenager in Brazil this century, not Neymar, not Vinicius, not Rodrigo, hit 10 goals plus and 10 assists before turning 18. Standing at 6'4", Emmanuel Emegha isn't just a physical presence. He's a modern striker who blends power with pace, technical finesse with intelligent movement. At just 21 years old, he has drawn comparison with likes of Osimhen and Haaland for his ability to stretch defense and dominate in transition. This season at Strasbourg, Emegha has been a standout performer in League One, scoring 13 goals in 27 matches, using his frame and athleticism to wreak havoc in the final third. His hold-up play continues to improve, and his knacks for making wear-time run in behind defenders has caught the eyes of scouts across Europe. But what makes this situation even more intriguing is the Chelsea-Strasbourg connection. Let's not forget, Strasbourg is part of Bluco, the multi-club ownership group led by Todd Bowley, that also owns Chelsea. That gives Blue a significant edge in a negotiation, and more importantly, a long-term vision. Sources close to the club suggest that Chelsea has presented Emegha with a clear development pathway. One that could focus on him continuing his growth in France for another season or potentially integrate into the Chelsea squad, depending on striker's situation at Stamford Bridge this window. And that situation is far from settled. Mamadou Sarr could move on permanently, Nkunku too, while Nicolas Jackson has shown promises, questions remain over his consistency and finishing. There is space, perhaps, or even a need for another profile up top. That's where Emegha fits in. Young, raw, moldable. Chelsea are clearly building for long-term, targeting players that may not be world beaters today but could become elite player under the right structure and coaching. It's the data type Chelsea recruitment values deeply. High ceiling, physical too, tactical flexibility, and most importantly, untapped potential. But Newcastle won't back down easily, with Alexander Isak attracting heavy interest from Europe elites. Newcastle are planning for life without the Swedish star. Emegha represents a similar mood: tall, mobile and direct, a natural fit for Eddie Howe counter-pressing style. This could spark a full-blown battle between the two Premier League sides. One is rebuilding a dynasty with youth, and the other is seeking immediate continuity in attack. Emegha may not be a household name yet, but make no mistake, he is fast becoming one of Europe's most in-demand rising forward. Whether it's Stamford Bridge or St James Park, a major move seems inevitable. And with Chelsea's track record of investing earlier in emerging talents, this story could be very well end with another bold swing with the Boli era. With Petrovic set to return to London for the FIFA Club World Cup, Strasbourg are expected to look within the Blue-Co network for a successor. Two names has already emerged: Filip Johnson and Mike Penders, both under Chelsea ownership. Jorgensen, the Danish top stopper formerly at Villarreal, and Penders, the Belgian prodigy. By potentially sending one of them to Strasbourg, Chelsea can offer top-level European minutes without compromising control over the player's long-term future. It's smart business and a strategic development. This is what the Blue-Co model was built for: to create fluid ecosystem where top talents, especially the ones yet to start for Chelsea, can gain experience in a competitive environment under aligned football philosophy and internal oversight. Strasbourg is quickly becoming more than a sister club to Chelsea. They are Chelsea's European incubator, a destination for raw, elite talent to sharpen their edges under first-team pressure. With Petrovic thriving in Ligue 1, Chelsea decision makers clearly see value in this pipeline. Whether it's Jorgensen commanding the box or Penders showing his reflex, both would walk into a starting role at Strasbourg and work out better for it. And now, with a massive Club World Cup on the horizon and a congested 2025 calendar ahead, internal mobility between clubs like Chelsea and Strasbourg gives Blue flexibility few others can match. With Jadon Sancho's future on the air, according to Nisa Cancela, Chelsea's loan agreement with Manchester United includes a $5 million exit clause, small but powerful detail that could give Blue the right to walk away from a permanent transfer at the end of the season. No strings, no obligation. The Athletic add that Chelsea officials hasn't ruled out using that clause. For now, the club remains under no pressure to make the deal permanent. But here is my take: I really want Chelsea to sign Jadon Sancho, because when you strip away the headline and the expectation, when you take a closer look at what Maresca is trying to build at Chelsea, you start to see how Sancho might actually fit in. This is not chaotic, high-tempo, heavy metal of Chelsea past years. Maresca wants control, structure, technical precision. His team dominates the ball, suffocates the opposition with organized pressing, and rely on intelligent and positional play in the final third. And here is where Sancho enters the frame. Sancho's best football at Dortmund, in flashes, since has always came in structured systems that let him slow the game down, receive between the line, use his intelligence to combine with others. He's not a one-on-one dribbler like Madueke. He's a connector, a chess piece, someone who can keep possession ticking, execute third-man combination and break down deep blocks, something Chelsea have struggled with all season. Then there is a bigger picture, the long-term project. Chelsea aren't building just for one season. This is about creating a core, technical gifted and tactically intelligent and mentally resilient players who can grow under Maresca's guidance. Takeover is coming. Kendrick Pires will follow. We have already seen Kopama blossom into a star. Why not add Sancho to that group? He's only 25 years old and he has been through the fire. He still has a point to prove. Of course, it hasn't been a smooth sailing. There are questions around fitness, focus, whether he can truly find consistency again at the highest level. But this loan has given him a clean slate. With Maresca now steering the ship, the environment feels more conducive than ever. It's important to remember that this isn't a high-risk gamble. A $5 million clause means Chelsea can step away if it doesn't work out. But it also gives them leverage in any negotiation. It's a low-cost audition for potentially high-reward assets. And that's the key here. Chelsea's new approach to transfer is calculated. We are not making emotion-driven decisions anymore. We are making business-driven ones. Look at the structured deals, incentive, clauses, control. We are being smarter. So with that in mind, ask yourself, if Sancho finds the rhythm in the final matches, if he delivers in big moments, buys into Enzo Maresca's system, shows real hunger to rebuild, why wouldn't we keep him? He wouldn't need to be a star, he just needs to be part of the system. A reliable, creative presence with freedom to rediscover his best self. And for a club that is building something long term, this might be exactly what we need. Decision will come in the summer, but if you ask me, I want Jadon Sancho in Blues next season, because under Enzo Maresca, this might be a perfect second chance. It's a headline that would have been unthinkable just a year ago. Nkunku, one of the centerpiece of Chelsea attacking rebuild, could be sold this summer. According to the French outlets, the Blues are prepared to let the French star go for around 40 million, less than what they initially invested. So what went wrong? Nkunku arrived with hype, big hype. He came off a sensational spell at RB Leipzig, 36-goal contribution in his final Bundesliga season. He was versatile, dynamic, ready for Premier League football, or so it seemed. But before he kicked a ball competitively in blue, injury struck. Since then, it's been one setback after another. Muscular issue, hamstring tightness, recalling fitness concern, and even when he plays, there has been rust and hesitation, and a noticeable lack of rhythm. It's no surprise then that Chelsea might be ready to move on. Let's be honest, competition is fierce. Kopama has taken the number 10 role, made it his own. Enzo Maresca has a clear tactical identity. He needs players who can execute it consistently. With new arrivals like Estêvão on the way, the margin of error is resulting. Selling INKUNKU wouldn't be about cutting losses. It's also about creating spaces in the wage bill, the squad, and the development pathway. The question is, who is willing to take the gamble? At 40 million, INKUNKU could still offer serious upside. He's only 27 years old. When fully fit, he's capable of playing anywhere across the front three, or just behind the striker. This is a harsh reality of elite football. No matter your name, your transfer fee, or your potential availability in everything, and for Chelsea, the project is moving fast. Maresca blueprints doesn't have time to wait. The club willingness to sell INKUNKU might feel sudden, but when you step back, it makes sense. The real question is, will he get one more chance to prove himself in the blue, or is this summer the end of a very short chapter? And finally, don't take your eyes off Guirassy. The Guinea striker has been one of the most lethal forward in Europe this season. Now he's firmly on the radar of European elites, according to Beggar PJ. His release clause would be active after FIFA Club World Cup, and only few clubs are in financial position to trigger it. We are talking Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester City, United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Chelsea. Now playing for Borussia Dortmund, Guirassy has now taken his game to a new level. He racked up an astonishing 34 goals contribution across all competitions this season, and 17 of those came in the Champions League against top opposition, on the biggest stage when it mattered most. He has been clinical, physical, and unrelenting, a true number 9. And to think he was available last summer for just £70 million, a deal that flew under the radar. While clubs searched for flashier name, Dortmund saw the value and are reaping the rewards. He's not just a finisher, he's a vocal point. Guirassy thrives in tight spaces, hold up the ball under pressure, finds the net with both feet and his head. He brings a level of consistency that many top clubs are missing in number 9 roles. For Chelsea, this is particularly relevant. Under Enzo Maresca, the Blues has been linked with a number of young and high upside strikers. But Guirassy represents a more proven alternative, a player who can deliver now without needing 2 seasons of development. And with the uncertainty around the striker position, Guirassy could offer something Chelsea haven't seen since Diego Costa, a non-nonsense finisher who thrives in tight spaces. One of the most surprising twists of the transfer window so far is Kevin De Bruyne, who has been linked with a potential move to Chelsea, a return to the club who brought him into the Premier League over a decade ago. According to Football Insider, De Bruyne would have to take a significant pay cut if he wants to remain in the Premier League beyond this season, and with Manchester City plans shifting, the Belgian playmaker may be assessing his next move. Now 33, De Bruyne is still one of the most intelligent and creative midfielders in the world. Injuries may have slowed him down this season, but his vision, technique, and ability to control the high tempo of a game remains world class. And for Enzo Maresca, who once worked with De Bruyne during his time at City, the idea of bringing a veteran leader with Champions League pedigree is an intriguing prospect. But let's make it clear, this won't be a cheap deal. De Bruyne is currently one of City's highest earners, and even with a pay cut, Chelsea would have to think long and hard about the financial implication, especially with the club wage cap structure. If De Bruyne is open to reduced package in exchange for a fresh challenge and a leading role in London, the story might grow leg fast. And let's not forget, the Belgian was never truly given a chance during his first spell at Chelsea. A return now as a proven champion would be nothing short of poetic. That's the video here. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Good.